First, I would like to start thanking two people. I would like to thank Mila for giving me this opportunity, because it's very honored. And I would like to thank Andrea Ratov for choosing me to be here on his stage. For the people that don't know who I am, I'm Shasha Lopez. I'm a SWIG manager in the UK. I've been in this business for almost 1 year. But before I talk to you how I get in this project, I would like to tell you who is Shasha and what my journey has been for so far by living life today with no limitation. I was born in Aruba. For the people that don't know what Aruba is, it's in the Caribbean, near Jamaica, Cuba, where I was born in 1983. I'm the youngest from 3 siblings, and I was raised by my wonderful mother as a single mother. We moved to the UK when I was 6 years old, after my mother was tired of living the life that she was living, being in an abusive marriage. She said, I want to give my children a better future. So she had the choice to where to go. She chose the Netherlands. There is where I had my childhood. But when we were in the Netherlands, so when I was 6 years old and we just arrived in the Netherlands, we were staying at my mother's friend's house. In the middle of the evening, my mother's friend just decided we need to leave. So my mother, with 3 young children, had to leave in the middle of the night, not speaking English, but 2 of her children could speak barely Dutch. But we did. We had to live in different shelters and shelters and shelters every single night until it didn't show in the picture, but that is what represents me, because the Mother Teresa organization where the nuns are living in, they took us in. We lived there for quite a long time until my mother could come on her feet and provide us with a home where we could have our own roof over our heads. But even though we were living in the shelter with the nuns, it taught me something for a very young age, because every single day after school, after I was coming home in the shelter, I was helping with my sister, we were helping the nuns how to prepare the food for homeless people. The homeless people that could not stay with us in the shelter because they were men or we didn't have enough space. And one thing why this project connects very much with me was every single day I had to serve people. And it's all about serving. And I had to serve them. Thank you. So when I was 6, I used to talk to people homeless, and they used to always come and remember me every single day what I was helping with them. Because sometimes they just needed an ear to listen, even though I was 6 years old. But to move along with my life, I had a great childhood. I was raised by a wonderful woman that I'm so proud to call my mother. The 2 lovely children you saw in the video are my 2 diamonds. That is, those 2 ladies, young ladies, are my why. My first child I had when I was 17. The history repeated itself from my mother, because I was this time in an abusive relationship from when I was 17. Was pregnant 17, had my child when I was 18. That relationship is my hardest lessons of life. My body today is, because I was in that abusive relationship, I have marks on my body of 3 degrees burn, that I was burnt with an iron. This man the reason I was abused was because he didn't want me to have a voice. Today I'm standing here, it's so grateful. Because I have my voice back. I have worked to get my voice back. So my life has not always been bad, because I had as well great experience. So I met my husband later on and had my second child. That is today 9 years old. So I have a 16-year-old and a 9 years old. So I always wanted to become a flight attendant, even though I was in a relationship prior that didn't want me to become nothing. My husband then, my current husband, he empowered me to become greater. So I finished my degree that I always wanted to. I became a flight attendant as my dream was when I was 8 years old. When I finished my degree in 2013, I moved to the UK because I wanted something else. I wanted to move from a country, not because the country was bad, it's because I had too much bad experience that I wanted to open my wings and see different opportunities in the world. I didn't want to leave my mother, but I think that therefore I decided to not leave too far, to live too far. So I moved to the UK, roughly 5 years ago. My husband and I were the first one going. We left our 2 children, and we decided to pack our things and move. Again, history repeated. We were homeless again. Or I was homeless because he never had that experience. But even that, it still empowered me every single day to work harder because there was something inside of me that wanted to become great, that wanted to become successful, that wanted to inspire others, that wanted to be a role model for my 2 beautiful children. Therefore, when I was introduced to this product by my friend Daniel Dakwa, sitting over there, one day he just called me up and said, you know what? I have something for you to see. It's a unique opportunity, and you must see it. I respected him, but I still wanted to know what, and he didn't want to say nothing. So eventually, I brought my husband with me this time, as I never do, because he's very skeptical all the time, but I still did. We saw the opportunity that was given by Alena and Manjula, that did an amazing presentation. And during that presentation, because we were 40 minutes late, because I had to bring my mother to the airport, my husband whispered in my ear and said, I don't know how much these crazy people are going to charge us, but we are in. So I said to him, as you are paying, let's do it. And we did. And it's the best decision I ever made, because Andrea Rotov created a platform that gave me hope. But because my past, it slowly came back that I started living with limitation. I was doing the business, but I was not doing the business full out. I didn't believe in myself because of the words of that person that told me I could never become nothing. So I had to work on myself that I could become, and I was that person that I wanted to be. Because I was living life with limitation, and I was tired of that. I didn't want somebody else's opinion to affect my life. Therefore, I created an exercise that every time when I have fear, or every time when I want to take a step and it doesn't allow me, I do this. And I would like to show you guys how I do it. It's a 4 whys that tells me every single time why I am on my journey and why I still should be there. And the 4 whys is why I'm doing this, why I'm working so hard to speak to so many clients and so many prospects, waking up every morning. And as Alex said, my children always tell me, Mama, you're never home. Mommy, why we don't go swim? Because I'm saying, you guys are my why. I want you guys to have a better future than I had. I don't want another person to put your hands on you and not knowing how to leave that situation, because financially, you're not secure. So my why is my children, and as well my mother, because my mother has been working as a maid in her country since she's 9. I think you guys agree with me. Is she ready to pension? From 9 years old. Then my other question I ask myself is, why me? Why should I study harder? Why should I take a book about network marketing or multi-level crowd investing? Why should I read blueprints of other people that have done it already and become better. Why me? Because I deserve it. I deserve to have whatever I want with no limitation and have every desire that I have ever visioned. Third, why not you? Why not you? Why not? Why should I not have it? Who is here to tell me I don't deserve what my birthright is? Who is there to tell me I don't deserve nothing? So why not? Why don't leap? Why don't leap with no limitation? Because every single time when I do this 4 whys, with the last one, is the now. Why not now? As I always go to meetings and I feel fear, I stand in a bathroom, in a train, anywhere, and I do this 4 exercise. And as I do it, I close my eyes and I imagine I'm standing on top of the highest mountain with a cliff looking down where I don't see nothing. Just clouds, darkness. And every single time I decide, do I jump or do I walk back? Because that is my decision. Because change starts when you want change, when you change. The world only change if each one of us decides to look that person in the mirror and say, yes, I am ready to leap without fear. Because fear has stopped me. Fear has stopped me to do so many, many things. And before I leave, I want to leave you with this quote I once heard from a very wise lady. And the quote is this, and I want you to think, when you think about those words I'm going to tell you, that same, think about it and take it in. This wise lady said, her grandmother, that is 83 years old, said to her one time, baby, you know when you are my age, 83 years old, and you are sitting in your rocking chair or any favorite chair that you have, you're supposed to tell your story to your children, your grandchildren, your neighbor's children, or anyone that would like to hear your story. But when you are your age, or your age, you need to make sure that your story is a damn good story to tell. Thank you very much.